Howdy everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to JC Writing. So today we're going to be talking about the book or writing project that we just did a premiere for, The Land of Forever. We're going to talk about what is The Land of Forever. But first, let's go ahead and do a magic trick because we actually have my main channel, which is Card Reviews and Magic Theory, where we do magic. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. The coin will vanish. But if you notice, if you were here, I'd have you hold my wrist. You just hold it as tight as you possibly can, and you would notice that the coin would disappear and be gone. Now, most people would think, of course, that it would be, under the watch. But you'd be wrong, because it is, in fact, under the mat. Boom. So there you go. So there's a little bit of magic for you today. Hope you enjoyed. So now let's get into what is the Land of Forever, right? So the Land of Forever, watch that be like the big thing. People will be like, the magic? Let's go check out the other channel. We don't even worry about the story. Anyway, so what is the Land of Forever? So let's jump right into it. The Land of Forever is the setting for this story. Wow, you probably didn't guess that, right? So The Land of Forever is actually a side project of God's, right? So when he wanted to create new things, he basically had, let's just use this mat as an example. He had a square or circle world. This is basically the flat earth theory, right? So there's this big valley, there's desert, there's water, there's an ocean, there's a lake, there's whatever. There's mountains all the way around it. And if you travel all the way north, you'll go through the mountains, and you'll eventually come out on the other side. It's not round, it's flat. It's just a flat terrain-based thing where God can put things to see how they'll exist in the environment before he would transfer them to Earth. Because he needed to know if they would survive just on their own. So, that's the idea that I go with, is that the Land of Forever is literally his petri dish where he would drop things. Well, what ends up happening is that he drops humans here to start him out, and then he also dropped something else, which was a variant of a human, or vice versa, which is a giant. So he put giants here. Now, in this world, giants have elemental abilities. This is something that they may or may not have in other stories, but here they have elemental abilities. Wherever their terrain was that they were put, they developed, because it's magic. It was so whereas Earth is very refined and muted, in this world, the Land of Forever, the magic, the power of the universe that God used to create it seeps out of the soil, right? So there's magic, there's power here because it's a petri dish. It's incomplete, if you will. So basically you have this Land of Forever. There's giants here and there's humans. Well, eventually they started to intermingle over the years, and they had children known as juggernauts. And then the giants decided to retire. Once God left and he took humans and whatever else he was going to take from here, he basically pushed this project to the side and didn't even bother. So it's all good. Now he's doing his thing on Earth. But there's still humans here and there's still giants. They had juggernauts. The giants retired because they're powerful beings. They didn't need to be involved with the happenings of the ongoing world, so they just retired to their mountains and valleys and whatnot, and they just disappeared. And the juggernauts took over everything. They just massacred, and they erased everything. So nobody even knows that the juggernauts are actually a race of humans, or an offspring of humans. So nobody knows that in the story, so don't tell anybody. But if you watch this video, you know way ahead of everything, because this is a writing project and we're sharing that project with you, and so you get to have an idea of how the world is kind of forming. But in the book, when they figure that out, the juggernauts figure it out, and they're like, oh no, don't tell anybody. Because the idea of the story centers around a person who works for an order who hide secrets, who don't want certain knowledge to be exposed. And so in this case, we continue that theme where this is like a big deal, and they can't let people know. So the juggernauts also still have certain things. So there's a reason why they can't use human abilities, but can be treated with human abilities, if that makes sense. They can't do healing, but they can receive healing from humans, because that human part of them. However, they also have the ability to have different elements and things like that from their giant ancestors. So all of that considered, that's what the Land of Forever is. If you go far north in the mountains, it'll bring you back down to the bottom. Let's say there's a desert over here or a forest over here. Doesn't matter what it is, you go through it and you'll show up on the other side. That's the Land of Forever, and that's the setting of this story. So if you want to know more, go ahead and check out my last video, which was the prologue. And we'll do more of this breakdown for different parts of the world, like juggernauts are a big deal. It's basically once I delve back into the notes and remember things that I came up with and come up with more things, this would be a perfect world maybe to drop a D&D adventure into and just have a couple of things happen here and there. That'd be fun, right? Who knows? I don't know. Just play around with the idea. And so this was the Land of Forever. I hope you enjoyed. And remember, stay positive, stay active, and stay awesome. And we'll see you in the next one.